Hi, this is Ashley, and this is my fourth video reflection of this semester for my management class. And I went and observed at Eagleton Middle, but I didn't observe in a middle school classroom. I went and saw an ESL, or English as a Second Language, class being taught. And actually, when I was there, I got to see two. I was a little unsure of what I was going to be walking into because I had never observed or really talked about what the atmosphere is like in an ESL classroom, but when I got there, I was really just excited to be there. The tone of the classroom was really great and encouraging, which I think is really great if you have children that are learning a second language. But the two classes I got to observe is the first one was an elementary school classroom, and the second was high school, so it was kind of a big jump. And the high school students had me a little unnerved at first because I wasn't exactly sure what to expect with them. But they ended up being really welcoming, and I learned a lot, got to talk with some of them, so it was a really great experience. But in the first classroom, which was the elementary school students, what it is for both classes, they bus them in from the local schools. And the elementary school students, I think, came from Townsend, Walland, and I want to say either Porter or Rockford. But actually, I recognized a lot of the students from when my sister went to Walland Elementary School, so it was kind of neat to see them. They knew me, so it was really nice to see them getting the help that they needed. But usually, I talked to the teacher that I was observing, and he said that most of the time they're working on kind of like basic grammar, things like, nouns, verbs, possessive things, sentence structure, just like phonetics or phonemic awareness and things like that. But today they had just finished doing one of their big rounds of state testing, so they were taking a break. So they were enjoying a sausage and pancake breakfast and a game day, which I was very happy to participate in. But even though they were playing games, I noticed that the teacher was walking around and observing and kind of having them work on reading the instructions, taking turns, which is really good because in a lot of different cultures, there's a difference in how you communicate in a conversation, proximity, things like that. So I thought that was really neat that he kind of didn't trick them, but they thought they were having fun while they were still learning. So I think that was a really great thing. However, in the high school classroom, theirs was just a full day of lessons and instruction, and they were learning about the Alamo and Texas and a bunch of other things. And what he did is he had worksheets for them, and so they had like facts that they had to find and then answer questions and then kind of relate that back to their grammar lesson that they were learning about. However, there was a very small class. I think he said they usually have 7 or 8, but they only had 4 students today, which he said was unusually low, but it kind of created a warmer atmosphere, one that was a little bit more personable. But after the lesson, I talked to the teacher for a little bit, and he says that, his high schoolers are his best class because, they kind of band together and work as friends to kind of overcome the obstacles, whether they be, in the academic sense or the social sphere. So he said that he just really enjoyed being in that classroom, and it kind of like, sparked me a little bit to kind of want to be able to participate that one day, not necessarily high school, but just kind of gain that experience, which I'm sure I will as a teacher in elementary school, but to gain that experience of, meeting and interacting with these kids and learning about their culture and also showing them mine. So overall, I thought it was a really great experience. I love that our, school systems have programs like these that help children kind of have that extra supplemental instruction and support, not only academically but socially. This creates an atmosphere where they feel safe and they can learn and kind of be themselves while learning to kind of take on the perspectives of, the English language as well. So overall, it was a wonderful experience. I was happy to be there. Kind of want to go back, especially if they have free breakfast. But other than that, it was really great, and I would suggest that everyone who wants to be a teacher at some point kind of go out there and observe in one of those classrooms, because it really, lets you have a whole new perspective than what you might have had before you walked in the door. So that's all I have to say about that, and I look forward to telling you more about my early childhood experience at Eagleton Middle School next time. So thank you.